Collin Martin. Good morning. How are you?
Good morning.
We're
Good.
fighting fraud. We always fight fraud.
That's right.
This is fraud season.
It is.
Big
Yep.
time fraud season.
Yeah, that's why we're hanging out with you today, so we can talk about those holiday scams that you see.
They're everywhere.
Unfortunately.
What's the hot one this year?
Yeah, so I would say, things to keep an eye out for are those Black Friday, right? We're just around the corner, and you see
Right.
those deals that are too good to be true. They probably are, right? Lookalike retail websites is a hot one. So, when you're looking through your social media, you're on Facebook, and it's click here, it navigates you to a website, but it might not be that website you
Right.
actually think it is.
Right.
And they're really good.
Very
They
good at it.
are good. Yeah, exactly. You really have to be looking out for when you navigate to that website, when it reroutes, what is it actually taking you to, right? Is it bestbuy.com, or is one of the letters changed to something that looks
Right.
really close? Yeah, they're good at what they do, at mirroring those legitimate websites.
Yeah,
for
those
sure.
Instagram ads are they're catchy and goofy.
They are, yeah, and you see things, oh, my so-and-so would love that, right? You want to be
Right.
generous during the holiday season, so you click on it and then you never get the product or something like that, again, because it's not the legitimate website,
Right.
and now your credit card information is compromised.
So are the scams mostly around shopping?
A lot of them are, yep. And then, something to keep in mind too is, again, everybody wants to be really generous during the holiday season. So when you're donating to a nonprofit, again, those fraudsters find any way they can to work their way in the middle of your money, right? You're making that donation, and they're going to make some type of fake website that looks like a legitimate nonprofit corporation. So we always recommend, when it comes to that, keep your money local. You can actually see where it's working for you, and then you can verify tax exempt status on the IRS website. So those are really good key pieces to keep in mind.
Collin, Americans are going to spend 3 to 4 more % on Christmas this year, which is a little bit lower than in the past, but we're still going to spend a ton. Do you have any tips on how to not spend money?
Yeah, so you're going in those stores and you're seeing things that maybe you want, you're seeing things that you need to get. Really sticking to a list. I struggle with this as well.
Yeah.
You go into a store and you're like, I need to get this, this, and this, and then something catches your eye on the end cap that's like, oh, that's a good deal. And as long as you're sticking to your list and you're really planning out what you're going to be spending, you'll be able to stick to that budget, and you won't be just impulse buying.
All the Christmas gifts that I get are from end caps,
See?
aren't they?
Yeah.
Yeah,
A lot
they
of-
trick you.
They do. A lot of
At the checkout.
Yeah, the tumbler set with a
Yes.
blanket for $8.
I think some stores
About
tell
5 of them.
people, check these people out really slow so that they're forced to browse the things.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. Target was strategic with their little $5 and under section. It's right when you walk
Oh,
in.
yeah.
That gets me
Yep.
every
Yeah.
time. So
And,
yeah.
and the funny thing about that is it's all crap.
Right. That's correct.
We stop at that section as well.
Right.
What about like this charity, the Cars for Kids? Like, it's just, I don't like it. I don't like the commercial. And it seems like they're creating their own business
Or
model.
donate your boat for kids.
Yeah.
Yeah, you
It's-
can donate anything. We'll sell it and we'll keep the money. Does it really go to charity?
Yeah, I think it just depends on the company. I know there's been a lot there. In the age of social media, people do a lot of research, and you'll see sometimes that come to light. Some of these larger nonprofits that have been around a long time, the amount that's being actually donated back to the cause that you think you're donating to is a lot less. So
Right.
that's where it's really important. I think there's actually websites out there where you can see how much of your dollar that you donate is going towards that charity. Do some research so again, you can feel comfortable, but there really are so many places right here in Jackson where you can know where your money is going. That's what I recommend, is support your local economy with those, generous dollars that you're putting out there this holiday season.
How should people pay? Should they use a credit card?
Yeah, so I highly recommend using a credit card, especially during the holidays. With fraud being at its all-time high during the holidays, when you're using a credit card, you're using the bank's money. You're really keeping your money safe. So if your credit card is compromised, you can talk to your financial institution. They can get you some kind of give your money back or additional or provisional credit. So you can still use it, and you can get a new card and stuff like that, but then you still have access to your debit card and your actual funds that are in your account. So then while you're making those purchases, you don't see it come right out of your account right away. And then if you do see fraud on there, you can be like, hold on, this wasn't me.
Right.
Let me get this sorted out while I still have access to my money in my bank account.
Yeah, it's not messing with the mortgage payment
Right,
coming out, right?
exactly.
Kind of keep that
Yeah.
delineation.
Yeah.
When they ask, is this a debit card, what should you say?
So I would run everything as credit. Not necessarily due to the fact that, a lot of places when you do run it as credit, you have a higher limit. So most places have daily limits that you can spend on their cards. So if you're running it as debit, it may be $1,000 you're able to spend. But if you run it as credit, you may have up to $3,000 you can spend as credit. And then they also sometimes limit the transactions before they notify a fraud department. So if you're out holiday shopping, we run into the issue where people are swiping. They hit the transaction limit for the day, and then all of a sudden it pings as a notification
Fraud.
to our fraud that's like,
Yeah.
hey, this isn't your normal spending pattern. So then your card gets compromised, and then you have to go to your bank to get it sorted out.
If we're heading out of town to go shopping or on a vacation, should we notify you guys ahead of time?
Absolutely.
Yep, and you can actually do that. A lot of places will allow you, I know American One does, to do it right on, you can self-serve, right?
Perfect.
Make it easy. You don't have to call, wait on the phone. You can do it right through your
Right.
application, set where you're going, when you're coming back, and then that likelihood of it saying, hey, you're not in Florida when you actually are is
Right.
a lot less.
Are there certain ways that you'll contact someone, or the credit card people will contact us?
Yeah, so most places, when it comes to credit cards, they have that ability to, they have some type of monitoring system, and they're usually, the schematic is pretty advanced and as far as what they're looking for, and they're usually pretty spot on. Hey, this isn't you, right? We're creatures of habit. When you fall outside of that habit, it usually grabs it pretty quickly. But again, sometimes we do shop outside of our normal patterns
Yeah.
with the holidays. So yes, there's usually some type of like Falcon alert system that will either text you, give you a call and say, hey, was this you? And you can confirm or deny. But you always want to verify that too, because again, the fraudsters find that as a way to sneak their way in there. So
Have you guys started your Christmas shopping yet?
I am done.
What?
Yeah.
I'm surprised.
I
by
saw
that.
your note. Start shopping early. I didn't know you were done already.
So normally I'm not. Normally I struggle with finding things that I want to get for people, and this year I was just like, you know what? I had an epiphany. I was like, I'm gonna do this all in one day.
What if everything you bought is out of style by the time you give it?
I mean, it's out of love. It's out of love that I give
Right,
it.
it's a thought that counts.
They'll
That's right.
appreciate it.
Yeah.
But yeah, you should definitely start shopping early, especially with Black Friday coming up and Cyber Monday. You're looking for those deals out there. You can save money by shopping around, taking some time, looking at different stores. They may carry the same products, but they may be different prices.
Sure.
So if you start early, you're not stressing as like, this is the first thing I see, this is what I want, this is what I needed, I'm gonna buy it regardless of the price. You can actually start shopping around and saying, okay, well, is there better deals out there, better credible deals
Right.
out there, right? So if you're looking at Facebook Marketplace and you're finding something might not be as credible as in a store,
Right.
but you can still shop around and get some different options. So you're not just scrambling at the last minute to try to,
Right. Buying off end caps, right?
yes,
Right.
yeah, buying those
Local
Lincoln
end
mugs.
caps.
Local
Yep.
end caps, if any end
Yep.
caps.
Right,
You've
yes.
got your website where you can get more tips and help on being safe.
That's correct. Yep. The fraudfighters.org has a ton of good information and resources. Again, on we don't want people to fall victim, but if they do, ways to report, things like that, and then educational information, just like what we're talking about here today.
Great. Happy Thanksgiving.
Happy Thanksgiving.
Happy Thanksgiving.
Angela Hadley and Collin Martin from American One Credit Union. More on the morning show after this.